Welcome to another episode of Growing with the Girtleys. My name is Kai.
I'm Jason.
And this is our Building Bridges Relationships channel. For those of you all who don't know, we would like to discuss all things relationships from our personal journey to popular topics, pop culture, things like that. We want to do so much more with this channel, guys. So thank you for tuning in. The Building Bridges portion is just, again, what we're calling our relationships part of the channel. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. We want to bridge the gap and learn how to meet in the middle in an effort to be in a happy, healthy, and functional relationship. So that is what the purpose of this channel is. And so thank you for, all of the growing pains. Mm-hmm. And as you can see, we're not perfect people. We have flaws and all. So we just want to share that with you all. And hopefully you guys can learn from our mistakes, so y'all don't have to go through some of the drama that we've gone through. So we just wanted to do a quick check-in, family. So we do need your help. We are at how many subscribers, babe?
83.
So we're very close to our 100 subscriber a month goal. That is what, our goal is for each month. We really want you guys to help us out with that goal. So please subscribe to our channel. We do push out a weekly video, and we're gonna do more in the future as the channel grows. Right now we're just concentrating on this portion. So please help us out. This is our 4 month or 4 week. Gosh, I can't talk. Sorry, y'all. 4 week/1 month episode. So again, by the end of this video, we really hope we're so close that we can get to the 100 subscribers. What's that face for? Because I'm bumbling.
I'm tapping it.
So anyway, that's where we are. We do, want to commit to, if you guys help us out, we want to show you guys something fun and interesting. So we'll do like a fun challenge or something like that. My husband's not very excited about that, but I'm down for like a fun challenge, like eating a spicy chip or what are some other ones?
As long as it has nothing to do with hot peppers. If it's a hot pepper thing, she's a spicy food person. I'm not.
Right. So we'll have to figure out something cool where, we ain't, we're not spring chickens around here. So we can't be calling 911 if something goes awry. So anyway, we'll figure that out. But that's where we are. We just wanted to welcome you guys and just appreciate the support so far. So many of you have just commented and given us such great feedback, both on this page, on this channel, as well as on our Instagram page, our Facebook pages. We just thank you guys for just kind of trucking along here with us, and we appreciate it. So what did you want to talk about? Oh, before we talk about that, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I'm still, as you guys know, or you didn't know, I'm doing my weight loss challenge, and I'm still weight loss journey, still trying to lose the weight or whatever. And victory today, I was able to get into some pants that I have not been able to get in since last year. So so now I can recycle some of the old clothes that I put way back in the closet.
Right.
I can kind of bring them back, save a little money, because I'm all about that. So based off that and how the summer is going, I'm feeling extraordinary. How are you feeling today? I'm
pretty good. I was pretty low earlier, but I'm trying to perk myself up because, as you all know, I really love YouTube and I love this page. Sorry, I'm fiddling, y'all. My hair is crazy today. So anyway, I'm good. We are at a new location on my job. It's a newer building, so I like that. It's far away from home, so it's further away from home, but it's not terrible. So, I like new, I like change. So this is, one of those things that's new in my life, and I kind of like it. For those of y'all who know me, I kind of like my job. I'm one of those weird people that enjoy my work.
Well, me too. I enjoy my job too, so no, I definitely feel you there.
Yeah, so that's kind of the latest news or the newest thing that's happened in my life. Of course, the kids are good. They're happy at summer camp. praise God, we haven't had any problems, anything major, I should say, with that. So for family members and those who are wondering, where are the children? They're fine. And again, we're gonna invite them and start doing some stuff with them too sooner than later. But we just want to develop this a little bit more. Want to get this going and build and become stronger before we introduce something new. So we will jump right in today. What's going on? What do we want to talk about?
All right, so what we're gonna be basically, me and my wife came up with this topic because of something that kind of happened, via social media and basically what's been going on in the world. So, as you guys know, if you're not familiar with Tabitha Brown, she's a YouTube influencer, very successful. Everyone loves her. And recently, she posted a message that basically said she's going to retire her husband. So he's been a cop for 15 years, and with the success of her channel and everything that they've been going through and acquiring, she's able to bring him home, which is a great thing. And most everyone who heard it rewarded her with great words of encouragement. That is awesome. That is good. Show me what I need to do to bring my spouse home. All that good stuff. However, Wendy Williams has something a little bit different to say about that. What she said specifically was that their marriage is probably not going to last based off her experience, because she retired her now ex-husband.
Right.
And when she retired him, he took the money, invested it, made some really poor investments. Things didn't pan out very well, and he kind of ended up blaming her. Well, if you wouldn't have retired me, this never would have happened. So it became a really big mess because of her perception of what Tabitha Brown did for her husband based off Wendy Williams' past, right? So based off that, Tabitha Brown, being a wonderful YouTube personality she is, she replied in kind, and to sum up what she said, she just says, Wendy, I'm gonna pray for you because you don't have a genuine love like me and my husband have. So I'm gonna pray that you get that.
That love finds you.
Yeah. So when me and my wife was talking about that, we said, what's going on with Wendy? Why is she even having a conversation about what's going on in Tabitha Brown's world or whatever? So what we kind of looked at is that based off the things that happened in Wendy Williams' past, it kind of jaded her vision, or basically kind of clouded her perception. So now she was wronged by her husband, bad experience. Now she's looking through that bad experience at everyone else's relationships. And me and my wife thought about how that can be detrimental. Because when you're carrying this if you're looking at this wrong, you're carrying all this baggage with you, and you're trying to bring that into the new relationship, that baggage and your perception is going to mess up the next relationship.
Right.
So that's where we're going to basically be talking about perception and baggage. How does that work out in relationships? Not only that, what happens when it comes up, and what are some ways that you can kind of address that so that your relationship with your spouse or whoever can be healthy?
Right. So, a couple of things I wanted to say about that was, obviously we know Wendy Williams, it is her job to be critical and to, judge people and to give her commentary and her thoughts, I guess, about other people's business. So sure, we could say, mind your business, girl, but that is like her job. That's what she gets paid to do. So that's what she was doing. Now, was she right? Absolutely not, because for one, again, my thought is rather, you can't ever compare your relationship to anyone else's. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to them. We all have different things to learn in relationships, and that's why we go through different things in relationships. That's just what I believe. So just even in terms of the spouses, the husbands, two totally different type of dudes. Kevin being a street dude or from the streets. I don't know if he is still a street dude, but I know, that was the thing. He was from the streets. That's actually what attracted her to him. Very different from Tab's husband. What's his name? Chance. He's a cop, so obviously different moral compass. So It's just, again, unfair to judge the relationships, to compare the relationships. But yes, she basically said what she said, and it is what it is. But we want to, again, talk about how that happened in our relationship. And for me, it was disappointment. So my baggage, if you will, would be me being disappointed by men. So for those of you who don't know, early on in my life, my dad passed away when I was 8. So obviously that's disappointing. So it's not any type of disappointment that like, oh, he cheated or anything like that. It was he passed away. He got sick and he passed away. So as you know, that in a young girl's life, her first, experience with a man is, well, her dad. And so that happened. And so my first experience with disappointment again from a man happened to, be that. It didn't stop there. As I grew up and I was in the church, that pastor at the time ended up disappointing me, sort of thinking I was one way and I wasn't. And God bless him. I still love him to this day. God rest his soul. He's in heaven too. So I dare not disrespect him or his family. And I still love my church family back home. My original church family, 1 Corinthians, shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for watching and supporting, because that's been 30 plus years, y'all. And y'all still rocking with me. So God bless y'all and thank y'all. But yeah, there was some disappointment there. And then, that's like outside of even me dating. So I will say there was a relationship with one of my godfathers. He's already in heaven as well. Interesting. All this death.
Yeah,
I'm just not realizing that. He was young though when he passed, and he actually recently passed within the last few years, but definite disappointment there. And so here we are. This girl and all this disappointment. The men that were, I guess, closest to her, that's what ended up happening. They left. Right? They left. They ended up disappointing me. But again, some not by choice, obviously, but others, it was what it was. And, again, that did travel with me in the relationships that I had early on in my life with little guys that I dated. There was some hurt there. There was some major disappointment there. So here we are years later, and this wonderful man comes along and sweeps me off my feet.
Hallelujah.
And there was an expectation that he too would disappoint. So there were things that sort of triggered that. Y'all go back and watch the trigger video. It's really good. I think so far it's one of my favorites. But it brought up sort of those things and that baggage that I guess I had been carrying. So I was hard on him. He had this little work wife. I'm not going to disrespect her. Look at his face, y'all. He's scared.
I'm not scared.
They're fine now. We're all fine. Everyone's happy. She came to our wedding. It's fine. But at the time, there was a problem, and I felt like it wasn't handled properly. And so there was that. And then at the time also, this is all before we got married, he had an acting coach. Not going to disrespect her and say her name or anything like that too. But it was times where I felt like, what ended up happening was you had inappropriate relationships. Okay, it wasn't that they were inappropriate relationships. They just became inappropriate when I came on the scene. They were not dating. He did not date these women. It wasn't anything like that. But there was a closeness that should have now changed now that he has a woman. And that change took a little bit too long to happen. And I'm impatient. So I had a problem with it. But that's where I believe it stemmed from. So that was my thing. I had to learn how to eventually, and we'll talk about the bridge later, but that was my baggage, if you will, that came into the relationship. So What was your baggage?
Well, babe, because I'm flawless, right? I didn't even have any baggage. No, I'm joking.
That was the baggage.
No, my baggage was basically, I'm all about money, and I'm all about, you keeping your promise. If you say you're gonna pay something, I've expected you to pay, and then what happened in my past is that I'm really cool with you with a whole lot of stuff, but when money's involved, the relationship kind of changed because I'm like, you have yours, do you have mine? What's really going on? How can we get this together? And this kind of stemmed from back when, when I moved out here to Las Vegas, I ended up having 2 roommates. The 2 roommates end up becoming 1 roommate. And then what ended up happening after that, the whole ordeal about sometimes the money was short, the money was long, what's really going on. And it kind of always put me on edge and made me a little bit nervous. So because of that, I'm already nervous about this thing right now. And then when me and my wife started dating and while we was about to get married, my wife was somewhat unemployed. And that caused a whole nother layer of me being very uncomfortable. And I was trying to say, babe, I'm cool, I'm good. And I was not. It was a really major malfunction for me because, baby, so we doing I'm like literally like this, we doing a one income thing. That's not what we discussed. That's not what we planned when we got married, and it was something that I had to deal with, and it was really driving me crazy. And it was stressing me out. My wife was. Then we started having kids, and I don't want to have to stress her out while she was pregnant, but I did stress her out while we was pregnant both times. So it was just a lot going on, and then I started to get real bitter about how that's what a real relationship is. You don't have your end, and it became something very ugly. But the trick was that was my baggage. It had nothing to do with her. Had nothing to do with the situation. That was the monkey on my back that I brought in and we had to deal with. So when we got 2 monkeys dealing with each other, her baggage and my baggage, how do you kind of sort through that?
Right.
Because that is the conversation.
Yeah. And so, the bottom line is it took time. I really feel like God put us in sort of this very specific situation, right? This very specific bubble, if you will, and it just had to be that way because if it was any other way, we wouldn't be sitting here together. I know that for sure.
What do you mean by that, babe? She didn't tell me this. What do you mean by that?
So, I'll tell him this, y'all.
Yeah, she did.
So, to just address his thing, since he asks, I was a dental assistant since high school, full-time, making pretty good money. And then when 2008, the whole industry or market crashed, or the housing market crashed, well, so did my job. A lot of people lost their jobs at that time, and so did I. Last time I had a dental assisting job, and it was just really hard for me to find work. So yes, during that time, that was right before pretty much, that was when we first got together, as a matter of fact. It was like time, the stars aligned, and Jay and I got together, boom, I lost my job. That was just really interesting to me, looking back. Anyway, and I never really found a full-time job until after our children. So now we're talking years later. So leading up to my marriage or our wedding, I'm working part-time jobs. I had started a cleaning company. I was trying to make ends meet because not only was he stressed out, but it was my wedding too. I'm a girly girl. For those who know me know that I want the best of the best, especially for my wedding. And so, excuse me, it was stressful financially. So I said that to say with the whole, we wouldn't be sitting here together. I say that because had I still been making the same amount of money that I made as a dental assistant, as a wife, and the drama that ensued, if you will, once we started having our babies, because I'm not here for that. And he was very, it was very stressful. It was all about money with him. And as I told y'all last time, money doesn't move me like that. So That's what I mean when I say that. So God put us in a very specific and very interesting kind of bubble whereby we couldn't move individually. Mm-hmm. Well, you shouldn't be able to still move individually and separately because now you're married. And so that's what that was. Now, again, I wasn't twiddling my fingers and just like chilling, buying and shopping. I was pregnant and I finished 2 degrees during our first 3 years first 5 years of marriage, pretty much. I had 2 babies and got 2 degrees and an MIT. We did MIT. So, ministers in training. So, I was booked. I was busy. I wasn't just chilling. So, but what ended up happening and what the bridge was for me with the whole disappointment was just that. I had to let time go and let time heal my brokenness and then trust my husband. That's what it ended up becoming. I didn't trust him. So I would make little jokes when he would leave out to go to the gym or something like that. Who you going out to the gym with this time of morning? Or, and even though it was a joke, it came from a very, true place. And so, I had to allow for the Lord to heal me and also to just allow him to be, trust, especially when I had my son, trust that he's not going to kill my baby. It's his baby too. So that's what it was for me. It was a trust issue. Me realizing like, I guess he truly loved me or something because he's still here. And so
I'm not going nowhere, babe. I told you the wedding cost too much for me to leave. No, I'm joking. Not about the wedding. The issue is that it was somewhat stressful a lot because not only was I dealing with just the do's and don'ts, the days in and days out of being married, just dealing with why you doing this? What's going on with that? And my wife was very quick to say, well, you can just kind of leave this if you want. Yeah. And that was very uncomfortable for me. And that's the one thing I had to tell her. I said, babe, I'm with you. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm not going to leave you. I love your dirty draws. You are stuck with me. Don't leave me because don't turn me into a stalker because I don't want to be hiding in the bushes and jumping out of windows and that's not me. But all jokes aside, I had to let her know that, babe, I love you. I'm not going nowhere. And for me, I had to realize that the power of the money and everything was not with me. I had to give that over to a higher power. I had to give that over to the Lord. And that was the one thing I had to realize because I thought about it. Me and God had a conversation about it. And I just said, I can't be living like this because I'm not happy. I'm miserable. Mm-hmm. And now I'm making our life miserable because this monkey on my back, this baggage. So I had to let those bags go. And I had to, like my wife had to learn how to trust me. I had to learn how to trust 2 people. Mm-hmm. I had to learn how to trust the Lord that he's going to sustain us. And I have to trust my wife is that she's doing everything that she possibly can, as I was as well, to keep this thing moving.
Right. So practically, what did that look like though?
What it looked like for me was, number one, when she spent a lot of money at the Walmart, shout out to Walmart, my favorite store.
Walmartia is what we call it. Walmartia.
Right. Trust that everything that she was getting was for our family. And no more the whole micromanaging thing of like, why you buy that? This was $5 at Target. Why, all that stuff, that was unnecessary.
And I think too, it was just how we spent money. So I'm a saver. He more so couldn't, at the time he didn't see that we could save. He just saw that this bill is due, and as he said, and I love that he's a man of integrity, and so he pays the bills on time. He's not having it. So I think that a couple things happened. I think that me relinquishing that part of our day-to-day checking account, I need him to handle that because I am very lax when it comes to that sort of thing, but he is not. So he was making sure that things were being paid on time, and he was making sure that not only his credit was good, but that our credit was good. But then on the flip side of that, what I had to do was not give him access to our savings account. Now that came later. That wasn't right away. That came later when I now went to work full time and we were in a better place to save. So we grew to this place. That's what I mean. Like time had to actually, you know, we just had to allow time to get up in there and, you know, heal this thing. And so once that happened, you know, he could then see, oh, she's not spending the money, right? I mean, I think that's what happened. I mean, because he looked up, he didn't even know.
No.
Because go ahead.
No, it wasn't the fact that she wasn't spending the money. Let me be honest. She cut me out of that. I was like,
yeah, I mean, that's a very good point.
Right.
I made his issue his.
Oh my God. I was really, and then she gave me an allowance. Like, this is how much you get from my paycheck. And I was like, really, babe? Is this what we about to do? And I was all up in my feelings, but
did it work?
I can't lie, it did, because as I started doing it, we was able to shift the money that I was making and just live off that.
Yes.
And with the money that she was throwing in, and the rest went straight into savings, which
and
is
majority of it.
Yeah, and that's basically the same arrangement we have right now. So therefore, it really did work. So I had to see that number. I had to trust the Lord, trust my wife, and actually see that I'm not by myself in this.
Right.
That we're a team effort, working together, and she is not my adversary.
Right, and then work your strengths. So his strength is the day-to-day, the function of the checking account. You know, so we gotta, you know, we have those that we both have access to everything now, but I'm just saying to prove a point. At the time it was, babe, here we go. This is, like he said, I don't see it as an allowance, but if that's how he had to see it, that's what it was. But this is how much money I'm giving towards this account. And, you know, he put his money in that account too. And that's how we paid the bills, because then that satisfied him and what it is that he needed to take care of. My strength was savings. So then I was able to put majority of my check into our savings account, praise God. And that's, like I said, or like he said, that's what we're doing to this day. So it's relying on each other's strengths. That was our bridge. That was the thing that kind of got us to happy, past the baggage and the hurt and the perception that, oh, he gonna leave and you know what I'm saying?
We gonna be poor
exactly.
and everything. We're not gonna have anything. And it allowed us to leave these baggage. Leave our baggage and actually go together. Now because this baggage, you know, we've gotten over the hump, there's still what I call memories of it.
Right.
There's still things, you know, things do still come up. But the main thing about it is now we're addressing it together.
Right.
I'm not on top of her as far as what you're trying to spend as much. Just gonna say as much,
and it don't even matter, honestly, if he does. I mean, because that's what you can't allow. That's what I think I may have said in another video. We can't both be crazy.
True.
If I'm crazy about, like I said before, the children, he can't also be crazy. We need sanity. So in this situation, that was his crazy. You can have it. Right. I'm not going to participate.
And it worked out very well. So just to basically to bring everything to a close or whatever, your baggage is your baggage. Your crazy is your crazy. And when you get into a relationship, you're going to see each other's baggage and see each other's crazy. And the goal is how you guys react to it and how you guys deal with that and walk together in it together, because you guys are not separate entities no more.
Exactly.
You are one, regardless of the relationship, and you're going to have to work together, and certain things you're going to have to walk out together.
Right. And that's exactly to kind of bring it full circle. That is what Tab and Chance, that is what they are now able to do. He held her down, now she's able to hold him down. And that's it. That is what relationships are all about. You guys making those sacrifices together so that you can win together. Yep. And that's where we are, and praise God for it. To God be the glory for all the things that he is doing. I give him all credit. And so that's that. So we thank you so much, guys, for watching today. I hope that it blessed you and helped you. If you guys have any questions, comments, if you guys want to see us do specific challenges, please add that to the comments. We really want this to be interactive, guys. We appreciate the likes and like the hit down, guys. We appreciate that, but you know, we want this to be a little bit more interactive. So maybe share with us some things that you've experienced in your relationships. Go back and watch some of our other videos. I think that it's sort of all tying in together. And anyway, that's our show today. So again, we appreciate you for your time today. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, and if you guys have any other issues or things you would like us to talk about, you can hit us up on our Instagram at growingwiththegirtleys, or you can hit us up on an email at growingwiththegirtleys@gmail.com. So please hit us up. We plan to talk. We will bring your issue up, tell you our view on it, and give you some life lessons and experience of what we went through to address that issue.
Yep. So, all right, guys. We love you. God bless. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.
Have a good one.
Thank you for... I'm sorry. No. Well, I can't. Welcome to another Growing with the... Yeah, we can't get this right. Babe, start over.
Okay.